Hi guys, this is Keshaka, your spiritual guide, and welcome to our channel Amethyst Awakening. Now today I'm going to talk about one of my major realizations in my journey of life, and something that I think is going to help a lot of you guys, because these are just realizations and perspectives that bring energy shifts and bring those aha moments that can actually change your life. So today we are going to talk about letting go. A lot of us at some point of time of our life have struggled with the question, should I let go? Should I hold on? There are people who are telling you to let go and you just can't get yourself to let go even though you want to sometimes. Or sometimes you're like, how am I even holding on? Like, I'm not doing anything. Like, the person's not with me also physically. Like, what am I doing? Like, what do I need to let go of? I really don't understand. So today we are going to actually talk about letting go. We are going to talk about why it is difficult, what it truly means, and why is it actually important to do. Okay, and I'm going to give you some examples that is actually going to help you put your actions in perspective and rationalize and see and reevaluate what you're really doing in life, and if you want to continue doing that or if you want to make a different choice. So let's begin. So we're going to begin with talking about why letting go is actually very difficult for most of us and why some of us really struggle with it. I think it also comes with the word letting go, or like with the word let go. I think the terminology is something we need to change in our head or when we are using it to make decisions. Because the word go can be triggering. The word go can actually make us feel like we are asking the person to go away. And when you're like, should I let go of the person I'm in love with? And you're like, oh no, that means like I am asking the person to go away, or like I am I have to stop loving the person or whatever. And you're just like, oh no, I'm not letting go. I'm not so weak. I can hold on. I can save our relationship. I can save the person. Like, I can save our connection, and I'm not gonna let go. And all of this might have just happened because you used the word go, because that triggered a sort of vision in your head, probably, and I might have triggered any vision. I'm going to give you an example to place it somewhere. So it's like your person is hanging off a cliff and you're holding on to them, and you're like, no, if I let go they will fall off the cliff. How can I do that? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hold on. I'm not letting go. And it's difficult because you think they're hanging off the cliff. Now guys, in most situations your person is not hanging off a cliff, and even if they were, even in that situation, when you pull a person, you're holding their hand and somehow you manage to pull them up, hopefully, or like you get help, you guys, whatever, you get them up on the top, and after you get them, at some point you will leave their hand, right? Like, you've saved them, now you have to let go. When we say let go, we have to say let go more as set them free. You set their hand free. You let go as in you're holding their hand and now you let go. Does that mean the person vanished, ran away from your life? Does that mean you threw them off the cliff? Does that mean you like pushed them away somewhere? Does that mean you ran away? No, that just means you left their hand. That's it. Now, another situation that can help you put this in perspective further on is, in most cases, they're not hanging from a cliff. In most cases, it's a situation like you're going for a movie with your partner, and you leave from home. Maybe you're walking down, maybe you're driving down. Like, if you're driving down, it's even more inconvenient. But suppose, like, throughout, you're holding their hand, okay? And holding their hand is like a symbol of holding on. So you're like holding on to the person, you're holding their hand, and you're like, when you're crossing the road, you're holding hand, and suppose like a bike is coming in the middle, but you're holding hands. So one of you has to like pull the other, or someone's they're getting a call, but like you're not, like, they have to like do everything with one hand, they have to drive with one hand, and if it's not an automatic car, then it's gonna be like difficult to do that, but like maybe they manage, maybe like you might like, I don't know how you'll get out of the car, but like maybe you release it for a second and you just like go back again. But the point is you're just like holding hands throughout, okay? Now imagine, just imagine, and this could blow your mind, but just imagine you leave their hand. You left their hand for a minute. Are they gonna run away? No, they're not. Does that mean you're not gonna watch the movie with them? No, it does not. Does that mean you're not walking to the theater with them? No, it does not. You are still going to the cinema, or you're still going to the theater. You're still going to watch that movie with your person. And you're both walking together, side by side, maybe not hand in hand, but you're walking together, right? And maybe you are hand in hand for a while, maybe you're not. Like, it's more from like a romantic intimacy perspective that you're holding hands rather than the need to hold on. If that makes the example a little more clear. Now, assume a scenario where there are policemen and there's a criminal and he's been taken to the court. In that case, the criminal is always like, bound, he's guarded, he's not set free, right? So they're holding on to the criminal and they're not letting go of him, because if they let go of him, he will run. And he will, which is why in that situation it is important to hold on to the criminal, right? Otherwise the criminal will run. And you want the criminal to run, you don't want the criminal to run. But when we're talking about relationships with actual people, like loving relationships and partnerships, understand that your person will not run unless you make them feel bound. One example. Or unless they need to go because their happiness is somewhere else. Okay, like in either case they are not happy. Like the criminal is not happy being in jail, so he's gonna run. But instead, if it was if it was someone being taken to an award ceremony to be awarded rather than to the court to be actually like sentenced to something, or be for receiving like negative repercussions, if they were actually getting an award, they would have not run because they want that. So the point being, if you think your person, this is why the second part comes, why is it important for us, or not important, but why is it difficult for us to let go of the person? And that is because we don't trust they will stay. We have a deep-seated fear that the minute we let go, that is the end of it. That is it. There's no coming back. There's no tomorrow. That's just it. That's full stop. But is that truly full stop? Like, we go back to the movie example again. You're walking hand in hand. Maybe you were like holding on for really, 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 really long, okay? And your person really wanted to go use the washroom or restroom or go to pee or however you say it in whatever country you are in. But they really wanted to go and use the restroom, and they were waiting for you to leave their hand so that they can go. So the minute you leave their hand, they might like run. And that might trigger your fear that, oh shit, they're gone. But maybe they're just gone to like go to the restroom and come back. It's not important that every time someone leaves or is absent for a while, it means they're gone forever. That could just be like the first time because you were holding on for so time, they just finally got a breather, so they're breathing a little and they're coming back. But if you had set them free from beginning, if you have the trust that, we've decided that we're going to watch this movie together, so we will watch it, wherever they've gone. If they've gone to get popcorn, they've gone to use the washroom, whatever they've gone to do, they will come back because they have a ticket, they have a seat number, they're watching the movie, we've had this plan together and we are doing it. You've set them free to fulfill their part of the agreement, and you are free to fulfill your part of the agreement. Why is it important? It is important because you are recognizing freedom. You are having trust in them and in your relationship. If your person genuinely, truly can be with you, and if they genuinely, truly want to be with you, and they genuinely, truly love you, then they will. But if for whatever reason they need to go somewhere, then you must, or you should, ideally be able to respect that choice of theirs and that freedom that they have. Because while you desire to be with your person a lot, and there is no harm in desiring that, but the question is not about letting go truly, the question is about, do you actually love your person enough to respect their freedom of choice as much as you respect your desires? Because over here you're probably getting a little selfish in not wanting to like set them free, because you're just like, no, I want them so much, I'm just gonna keep them and I'm not gonna let them go anywhere. And maybe they have genuine work, and that sort of love, like even if they love you genuinely truly, like, and so do you need to learn how to love, because that sort of love gets suffocating for the other person. You feel like a criminal because those are the people that you like are constantly like, keeping under the chains and like tied down. No one likes being tied down. Like, in a healthy relationship, freedom must be priority. And if your person chooses to go elsewhere, then that is their choice. Letting go does not guarantee that the person will stay, but at the same time, it does not guarantee that the person will leave. The person could choose to stay, and you ideally want to be with someone who chooses to stay rather than someone who could run away at the first opportunity you give them to run away. Does that make sense? Does that explain why it is difficult and why it is important and what it actually is? It actually is not about sending your person away. It is actually not about leaving them. It's not about stopping to love them. It's actually just loving them as much as you love yourself, respecting their choices and freedom, and trusting them as much as you trust yourself, your choices, and your freedom, and as much as you respect yourself. It's about giving equal rights and liberty and freedom to both the people in the connection. You want to have equality because that is healthy. Some of us might be also holding on a little too much than we understand consciously because of codependency patterns that we have. And while codependency is a whole separate different topic altogether, putting it in perspective of letting go of someone, being able to let go or letting go or setting the person free, because I don't like saying let go because that's just like, it just blocks a lot of minds the minute you say let go. So setting a person free actually means not needing them to be there, and the other part, which is also a very important part, is not needing to be there with them constantly. When you set someone free, you don't constantly need them to hold your hand. At the same time, you don't constantly need to hold their hand, which means sometimes people can be like, okay, wherever they are, whatever they're doing, that's okay. If they're not there for me, it's okay. I love them. I'll be there for them. And that is something that a lot of empaths can go down that road. Okay, it's very, very possible that you go down that road, and that road's toxic as well, because you still need to be there for them, and even then you are not trusting them to take care of like their part of the life entirely. Like, it's like, I'm just going to give an example without getting into this topic too much and deep in this video, because I would rather do it later on and not stretch this any further. But it's like, you're holding hands and now they want to go to the washroom again, just continuing with that example. And now they're like, oh, can you leave my hand? I need to go use the restroom or use the loo. And you're just like, no, so what? I'll come along. Like, what's the big deal? Let me walk you. Or like, let us hold hands till like, whatever, till the restroom. And then maybe you can go. And then I'll wait outside for you. do you really need to do that? Can't they walk by themselves? They can, right? So what is this excessive desire to like, what do you fear? Like, what do you really fear? Why aren't you just letting them be? If there is a plan, if they're going to come to you, they're going to come to you. If they want to be with you, they want to be with you. Like, when two people are not holding hands, but they like each other's company, they sit together, they walk together, they go to the destination together, they chill together, right? You don't need to constantly hold on to someone. Similarly, in relationships or just energetically, in your feeling, in your thoughts, in your mind, in your decision making process, keep independence as a factor in your relationships. You are two independent people who can be interdependent, but you do not want to be codependent, and constantly holding hands is then being codependent and losing your own individual identity, which is never the point. Like, you must retain your individual identity in a relationship, and so should they. And there should be enough love for it to be that ways. Because if it's not that ways, if there is no freedom, then maybe the attachment over here is overpowering your love. Now, whether you want your love to win or your attachment to win is your choice. But I really hope that this video put some perspective, some thought, gave you some more clarity and vision on something that you could be doing or you might not be doing. I don't know, but I really hope that something that I spoke over here actually shifted or helped bring you the shift that you were looking to bring, that helped you let go a little or helped you set free a little. I think to set free is such a nice and more liberating word. It just changes the whole vibe, and like, I really hope you can set them free and set yourself free, because the question is not if you want to hold on or let go. The question is, do you want freedom and do you want to give them freedom? If the answer is yes, then it's time to let go, isn't it? Alright, so with that thought, I'm going to wrap this video right here. If this helped you in any way, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, support the channel in any way you can, and stay in touch. I love hearing from you guys, and just like the words of motivation or just like random things you all share from your life, or just what's going on with you in the comments, or if some of you would like to connect and get a personal reading or a personal guidance session, then I would love to do that as well and get to know you at a personal level on a one-on-one basis. If that is something you might be interested in, then my email ID, Facebook and Instagram is in the description box below. And I look forward to hearing from you guys and staying in touch. Until next time, bye-bye.